Good morning. I'm just setting up the camera. Give me a minute. Okay. Good morning. Namaste. Thank you for joining. This is about a 90-minute practice. As always, please practice according to your abilities and your condition. Respect your limitations. And imagine all beings are experiencing this through you. So you want to deliver the best experience possible. That means trying to avoid going to a place of pain and suffering and anxiety. For that is what will be felt by all beings. So we just try to do your best to make the practice wonderful for yourself, and it will therefore be wonderful for all beings. So let's begin. Close the eyes. Bring the attention within. We'll begin with the sound of Om 3 times to attract divine attention. It's said that Om contains all the sounds, colors, and vibrations in the universe and represents the infiniteness of God, therefore. So imagine you're sending out the vibrations to all beings everywhere. Fix your mind on God alone. Rest your mind on God alone. And then God, you will live hereafter. Of this there is no doubt. Om Namah Shivaya, I bow to you in light. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering and enjoy this practice to our senses. May we always have a strong desire for the knowledge that liberates us from pain and suffering. And may we cherish no ill feelings against each other. Only ever peace, love, joy, and compassion. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. To make this practice even more powerful, more significant, and even better than meditation, renounce all the fruits. Think of this as your divine duty to all beings. Do it because it must be done. Now let's do the mantra for purification, to purify the space, the grounds, and all the psychic channels within. If you know it, do it with conviction and volume so it can be heard by all the subtle bodies within and all around. If you don't know it, just move your lips, channel the Guru, and you derive all the benefits as though you're chanting it perfectly. We'll do it 3 times. Each one, try doing in a single breath. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Bihantraha Sjihi. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Bihantraha Sjihi. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Bihantraha Sjihi. Let's establish ourselves deeply in God, who resides in the spiritual heart, located in the center of the chest and the right side of the physical heart, or whatever you believe in, whatever brings you in a state of awe and wonder. Bring the arms up from the fingertips. Inhale down through the arms right into the spiritual heart. 2, 3, 4. Attract everything you need. 6, 7, 8. Hold in spiritual heart. Hold the breath and the attention there. 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale out through the arms. It's just a breath that leaves. Everything that you pulled in stays within. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale down through the arms. Everything you need, the best of the best. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holding again in the spiritual heart where God resides. Exhale out to the arms. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time. Inhale down through the arms, the best of the best, down into the spiritual heart. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holding it all in the heart. Make it an offering to God who resides there. Exhale out to the arms. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring the arms down now. So let's do the main breathing, alternate nostril breathing. This one is a simple one because there's no set count. You just breathe in to fill up the lungs. You hold the breath for as long as you can comfortably. Don't hold it so long so that when you exhale, it's like a big explosion out of the body. It has to be controlled, the exhale. For the exhale, you just allow the breath to go out slowly. Okay, so you're breathing in through the left, holding both nostrils closed for the breath retention. Contract the buttocks and push the belly button into front of the spine. That's a root lock. And for the throat lock, you bring the chest up high as you inhale so that when you bring your chin down on the chest for the breath retention, your back stays straight. You don't want to hunch and round your back. So for the throat lock as well, bring the tip of the tongue behind the teeth. This will seal off the lock, the attention of the space between the eyebrows. On the exhale, you empty out the lungs and you can release the tension in the throat and the root. So then back through the right, hold the breath again, apply the locks, exhale through the left. That's one cycle. So we'll do a couple together. We'll do the couple together just so you can get the sense of it. Okay, so pretend that you're holding the breath for as long as you can. If you can't hold it as long as I do, just breathe out when you need to. So left hand in Jnana Mudra, second, third fingers, thumb and the index finger connected, other 2 fingers straight on the left knee, either palm down or palm up, doesn't matter. Other hand, second and third fingers fold down, turn the palm towards you, thumb for the right nostril, right ring finger for the left. So now sit up tall and straight, breathe out completely, empty the lungs. Close off the right side, inhale through the left, fill up the lungs, raise the chest.
Hold the breath, chin on the chest, apply the throat and the root lock, third eye attention. Everything stops, all the mind activity, the body movements and emotions as though they were frozen. Keep holding if you can. Keep the temperament unchanging even though the body's experiencing discomfort perhaps. You are the witness, actionless, unaffected. Now exhale through the right side. Completely empty the lungs, release the locks. Inhale again. Hold the breath, chin on the chest. Throat lock, root lock, third eye. Again is your point of focus. Make the mind one-pointed. Exhale slowly out through the left side. When you're completely empty, start again. Inhale. Hold the breath. Keep the back straight. Try not to allow the body to fall back into the hips. Stay tall. Whatever happens, be unconcerned. Just dance with it. If your mind starts to wander, just keep pulling it back to the space between the eyebrows. Exhale out through the right. Slowly and gradually empty the lungs. Release the locks. Inhale through the right side. Hold the breath. This has profound benefits. It renders the mind in a state of calmness. Exhale out to the left. Let's do one more together. Inhale. Hold. Chest is high. Apply the throat and the root lock, remember. When the mind is calm, it is in a more conducive state to concentrate without interruption. That is essentially the basis for meditation. Through the meditation, we try to merge with God, who is, again, is in all forms. Exhale out through the right. Inhale through the right. Hold the breath. It takes practice for the mind to become disciplined, for us to be able to gain control over the mind. Be patient, constant practice, anger, determination, and adherence to ethical rules. By following these, everything becomes possible. Exhale out through the left. Do 2 cycles on your own, starting and ending on the left side. Since we don't have much time here, you at least can learn the technique so you can take it and do it on your own time. Try to do at least 12 cycles in one sitting, and then you really feel the effects of the pranayama. Your body becomes prana-rich. The prana refers to the vital force. Pranayama is also the gateway to the higher realms of the practice. From the outward yoga, we can enter into the inner realm. So it is an important practice to adopt. Just do your best, even if you can't do 12 cycles right from the beginning. Just build the practice gradually. The next time you exhale out of your left side, if you haven't already completed, conclude on that exhale.
And whenever you're done, bring the right hand back on the right knee in Yana Mudra. Take a moment to observe the state of the body, the mind, and emotions. Have no expectations of what you should or should not observe. Have no attachment to the result. We try to stay in this quiet mindset, try to stay as a witness throughout the practice. This allows us to eventually let go of the identification of the body, the mind, and the emotions, none of which are representative of the true self, which is immutable, infinite, and stainless. And try to see that divine essence in all beings through the forms. That is how God manifests in this world. So now let's do the asana practice in order to celebrate all the beautiful ways that God is seen in this world. Let's come to standing. So we'll start off with some warm-ups to prepare the body for the practice. Start to swing the arms around the body, turn from side to side. Try to see all the way around you. Turn the head completely. The arms like heavy ropes hitting the body. And then maybe start to go faster. And then even faster. The arm movements become a little bit smaller, but the body's moving faster. And eventually the shoulders are moving very fast, the head flying in all the directions. And then start to slow it down. Now move the fingers very, very rapidly. Feel all the joints in the wrists and the fingers being shaken. Move the hands like you're trying to shake water off your hands. And then maybe side to side. Good, just move all the joints. Okay, now from here, right arm circles backwards. If you can, turn the arm faster. If you have trouble with your shoulder, left hand on the front of the shoulder, turn your body with the arm. Modify again as you need to. Now go forward. Feels like you're holding a weight of 5 pounds in the hand to make the arm swing more easily. Now the left arm. Making as though you're winding up to throw a ball. And then go forward. Now bring both arms over the head. Take hold of the opposite elbows, bend to the left, bounce a few times on each side. Go to the right. Back to the left. Stretch. Push the arms against the ears. And go to the right. Right. Back to the left. And then to the right. Back to the center. Little circles over the head. To start, head, neck, and shoulders moving mostly. Then gradually, maybe the circles get larger and larger. Starting to feel it in the side body, in the waist. And eventually, if you feel comfortable to do so, the whole torso spins now. Trace large circles in front of the body like the arms of a windmill or an airplane propeller. Coming all the way back up, go in the other direction now. Start with small circles over the head. Head, neck, and shoulders first. And then add in the chest, the upper back again. And finally, the whole circle. The forearms almost coming across the top of the feet. The momentum of the downswing carrying through the circle smoothly. And then coming back up. Release the arms. So now, arms by side of the body. Jumping up and down. Zulu jumping. Push out the roots of your toes. Be like a child. You'll always be happy. You'll always be adventurous and enthusiastic. Good. And now, if you need to, bring your left hand on a wall, arms out to the side, and then swing the right leg back and forth. Flex the foot. Try to get your knees to the shoulders, the toes to the back of the head. And then the other leg. The leg feels like a pendulum swinging out of control. And then conclude. Feet together now. Arms by sides of the body. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Lift the heels. 3, 4, 5, 6, and come back down. 2, 3, push the roots of the toes. 5, 6, come up again. Engage the core and leg muscles. 4, 5, 6, grow very tall. Exhale back down. 2, 3, 4. Try not to allow the heels to come down heavily. No big loud noises as the heels come down. Up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale back down. 2, 3. Try to move in a way that doesn't agitate the mind or bring it in a state of restlessness. Up again. Up. Inhale. 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold the position. Reach up even higher. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bring the chin back down on the chest in a gesture of humbleness. And stay in this humble mindset throughout the practice. Renounce all the fruits of the practice. Let go of all expectations, all attachments to the results. So now let's come to the front of the mat. Just a sec, I'm going to adjust the camera. It seems very far away. Okay, so now, whoops, sorry about that. Okay, so let's come to the front of the mat. Surya Namaskara. Let's imagine we're all together physically, moving like a school of fish. Stay in a collective mind of offering. Raise your arms up over the head, arch back. And then come down. Bend your knees if you need to. Bring your hands flat to the ground, chest on the thighs. The right foot goes back. Lower down the knee, drop down to the seat. Into the high plank. Lower the knees down, the seat goes back. All the way behind the heels. Glide forward between your arms. Into cobra. Take the shoulders back, the head back. Again, take the seat back. Come forward, brush your nose glands coming forward. Pull through your arms like you're trying to pull the floor towards you. And then again, curve your back. Make it look like a C shape. One more time. Take the seat back. Come forward. Pull the shoulders down. Telescope your neck out of the shoulders so the head can go back even more. Adho Mukha Savasana. Lift your seat. Allow the head to go down. Stay here for a moment. Bounce. Try to get your top of the head to the ground, the belly to your thighs, soften the line in the back. Work the arms, try not to bend at your elbows. Now the right foot comes forward. If that's a difficult transition, lower the left knee down. If the foot doesn't make it all the way, just use your right hand to push the foot further forward. Push the seat all the way towards the front heel, and then the feet come together. Uttanasana again. Come all the way to standing, reach up and back. And then back home, Pranayama. Raise your arms. go down. Don't worry about the breath. Move the body in a way that allows the breath to remain steady and uniform. Anjalyasana, then into high plank. Lower the knees, the seat goes back again. Come forward 3 times like we did before. Good. Try to imitate the form in all ways. Put yourself in the body of what you're representing. Imagine a boundless range of motion like the snake. Good. And embody all the qualities. Be regal and wise, fierce and fearless. Into Bhujangasana. Shoulders down, lift the heart, the head goes back. Adho Mukha Svanasana again. Again, take a moment here to just open up the shoulders, allow the chest come towards the ground. Look like a dog stretching its back. More importantly, embody the loyalty of the dog to its master and be loyal yourself in the act of serving others through the practice. Now the left foot comes forward. Try to land the foot quietly. So move your shoulders forward as you're coming forward so the foot doesn't land with a big heavy thump. Uttanasana. No jerks, no loud aggressive movements. Smooth and fluid. Come back calm, hands to the heart. Go up and back. Move as though you see yourself moving into dreams, silently, gracefully. Right foot back. Into the plank. Lower the knees down. Seat goes back. Come forward again. Glide between the arms, shoulders back. 2 more times. Come back. Come forward. 3 times blessed, and those can imitate the form physically, mentally, and spiritually. 1 more time. Take the seat back. Come forward. Bhujangasana, and then into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Into the onto the asana, the right foot between the hands, the feet together, Uttanasana. Try to get your seat higher. Try to get your seat eventually in line with your heels. And come right up to standing. Reach up and back. Always coming back to the source of divine love at the heart. Keep going. Keep moving forward in every way. Uttanasana. Fold the body in half. A gesture of humbleness. Left foot goes back. Into the plank. Down we go, the knees down, the seat goes back 3 times, glide forward. Imagine offering this to the Guru who resides within the spiritual hearts. Come back, so you have to do the practice with devotion and enthusiasm, and then the teacher is more apt to want to share the knowledge with the students. Into Bhujangasana, and then to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left foot forward. It is knowledge that frees us from pain and suffering. So have a strong thirst for the knowledge always. Come up to standing. Reach up and back. And back home. Go up and back. Stretch the whole front of the body. Engage your buttocks and your upper back to support as you lean back. And then hinge at the hips. Come down. Uttanasana. The right foot goes back. Into the plank. Ashtanga Namaskar. Knees, chest, forehead down. Come through between your arms. This time push into your hands so you can lift your hips and knees away from the ground. If you want, bend the toes under and then move the spine a little bit. Push the shoulders back. Look like a dog howling at the moon. Push the heels back. Try not to make folds in the lower back or the back of the neck. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now the right leg goes up. Lift the right foot as high as you can. Lift the left heel so you can get the top of the head to the ground and push your left heel back down. Stretch, feel a stretch in the back of the left leg. Now look between the hands. Right foot comes forward. And then feet together, Uttanasana. Come right up. Hasta Uttanasana, standing salute. Hands back to the heart. Every pose has a particular consciousness. Tap into it. Open yourself up, for instance, to divine grace with your heart open and your gaze up. Further down, the gesture of lowliness. Left foot goes back into the high plank. Ashtanga Namaskara. Through between your hands and lift your hips up, the chest in front of the arms. Again, bend the toes under. Pulse, move the body. Move the joints every day to keep the body in a state of radiant health. And then you can serve others a little bit more easily. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Push your seat all the way up and lift the left leg up.
Again, see if you can lift the right heel up, the left foot goes up higher. See if you can take your top of the head to the ground, and then push the right heel down towards ground. If you can, push it right down to the ground. And now from here, send the foot forward between the hands, again, softly and quietly. Uttanasana. Up we go. And back home. Again, raise your arms up, stretch. Fold the body down in half, Uttanasana. Right foot back. Into the plank. And then down and through we go. Upward facing dog. And then Adho Mukha Svanasana. Raise your right leg up again. Open up this time, look underneath your right arm. Bend the right knee. Imagine try to get your foot to the ground on the other side of the body, on the left side. Try not to wrinkle the left side of the body too much at the waist. Open up the right hip all the way. And look between your hands, re-straighten the leg, look between your hands, and send the foot there, right between your hands. Uttanasana. Come all the way up and back again. And then back to Pranayama. Infuse all the movements with love and devotion. Reach up and back. Arch. And come forward and down. Lengthen the back of the body. Try to get your head towards the feet. Left foot goes back. Into the plank. Down we go. Move with mindfulness, with grace, and with devotion. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lift the left leg. Look underneath the right left arm, bend your knee. Again, imagine head weights attached to your foot. It's falling towards the ground on the right side. Good, push the left knee up a little bit higher. Open up the hip even more if you can. And then return. Left leg straight up, and then send the foot between the hands. Move the shoulders forward again so the foot lands softly. Move with control. Uttanasana. And come all the way up. Reach up and back. Hands back to the heart. Let's add on now. Raise your arms up. Transition between forms like a shapeshifter. Moving effortlessly, gracefully, and powerfully. Up with the arms over the head. The right foot goes back. Back knee down. Bring your arms up. Hold your hands and pull them all the way behind the head. Lift the heart. Push the lower back up and in. Come right back down into high plank. You can do the same transition as Ashtanga Namaskara, or if you're stronger, take your seat back, pull your elbows inside the body, turn the fingers out, push through with your toes, so you can glide through, hovering above the ground, not ever touching your legs to the ground. Upward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Be careful of your joints again, know your limitations. Raise your right leg up, and then send the foot between the hands. Back knee down, drop down to the seat, right close front heel, reach arms and go all the way back with your hands. Try to get them over your feet, your foot. Come forward, swing your arms behind the back, hold the breath, and the left foot comes beside the right quietly. Uttanasana. Come right up to standing. Pranayama. All the transitions seamless, like you're doing a divine dance of devotion. Reach up and back. Hinge at the hips. Fold the body in half. Push your seat all the way up. If you're flexible, try to get your legs perfectly straight. The whole front of the body glued against the legs. And then the left foot goes back. Kapiyasana. Lean away from the front legs. Really stretch. Push the lower back up and in. And then come back down. Into the high plank. Any entry you like into upward facing dog. Sometimes it's good to vary a little bit so we don't strain the joints too much with the same movements all the time. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left leg goes up and send the foot between the hands. Quietly, back knee down, drop down to the seat. Kapiyasana, drop your seat all the way forward, bring arms all the way back behind the ears. And come forward. Swing your hands behind the back, hold the breath. The right foot comes forward to meet the left quietly. Uttanasana. Try to get your legs straight eventually, but without detaching your body from the thighs. Come right up to standing. Reach up and back. And then back home. Same sequence again. Reach up. Go down. Bend your knees. Push your seat up. Try to get your chest below the knees, the face to the shins. The right foot goes back. Kapiyasana. Reach up, pull your arms all the way back, beside or behind the ears. And come back into high plank. Or if you like, try this other transition. Swing your left leg all the way up and back, three-legged dog. Come forward, your shoulders over the fingertips. You keep your leg up so you can bring your chest down first. If you're having trouble, lower your right knee down at the same time as your chest is lowering. You have to push your elbows into the sides of the body, push it with your toes and the hands. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. The right leg goes up and then send it between your hands. Back knee down, reach up. With constant practice, anger, determination, and adherence to the ethical rules again, everything becomes possible. Swing your hands behind the back, join your feet back together. Push your body into your legs, head almost touching your feet. Come right up. And then back home. And one more time. Raise your arms up, bury your mind deep in the heart. Watch your body move with more power, grace, and ease. Uttanasana. To offer the practice is a transformative force. Left foot goes back. You make rapid progress when you're always acting in a way that is in alignment with the ethical rules. Press the hands down and swing the right leg all the way up into Ekapada Adho Mukha Savasana. Come forward into high plank. See if you can lower down again. Push the elbows inside the body. Turn the fingers out. Push with your toes. Right through into upward facing dog. Adho Mukha Savasana. Left leg goes up. And send the foot between the hands. Softly. Kapiyasana. Radiate your light from within like the moon reflects the light of the sun. Swing your hands down behind your back. Join the belly to your thighs and the feet together. Uttanasana. Come right up to standing. Reach up and back. And then come back home. Take pause here for a moment. From the heart, inhale the love from the heart up to the crown. Hold the breath. Imagine the love going out to all beings everywhere. Like the sun that shines down on everything. Exhale, send it out to all beings everywhere. Continue to serve through the practice. So let's continue with some balanced poses. Okay, I'll move the mat a little bit. Okay, so let's start off with, let's do tree pose. Press down to the left foot, spread the toes like the roots of a tree. Bring the right foot up. It doesn't matter if you have the foot right near the roots or lower, just perhaps not against the inside of the knee. It's a little bit unstable there. Even if you have to keep your toes on the ground. If you have a lotus, bring your knee up towards the shoulder, turn the sole of the foot up, and bring the edge of the foot against the top of the left leg. If you want, you can take a bind. You can hold the foot with the left hand, your right arm behind your back. If you have more flexibility, lean forward. Bring your right arm all the way around the body and hold the foot from behind. Use the left hand to guide the hand to the foot. The right hand to the heart. Or if you're doing a regular tree, you can bring your arms all the way up. Be tall and sturdy like the tree, but when the wind comes, be ready to bend and flex. It's important to have a flex, be pliable in the mind and the body, remember. Now from here, let's try to go into ballet pose. Take hold of the foot from the inside, holding the inside the heel, thumb behind the heel. The leg goes out to the side. Try to get your fingers and toes on the same line. Maybe it looks like a letter T. More flexible, bring your foot up higher. Flex the foot, sometimes that helps. And exude the grace and the poise of a dancer. Good, offer up the pose. Good, one more here. If you can, bring your leg down with control and push it all the way back. Keep your foot up if you can. If it's too much, bring your toes back on the ground. Now open up your arms like the wings of an angel. The chest comes forward, the head goes up and back. Offer yourself up for divine service. So you can bring your toes down if you lose your balance. Otherwise, arch your back and look up. And break the pose, come back down. And if you fall anywhere in between, be unconcerned, unjudging, just do your best. Your left foot comes up now.
If you're doing a regular tree, really push the base of the toes, the heel, and the toe pads into the thigh to keep your balance. Fix your gaze on a point, maybe 3 feet in front, a little bit easier. Something that to fix your gaze on something that doesn't move. The arms come up and reach up tall. Remember, wherever you are is perfect if you're trying your best, if your intention is always to offer up. Now from here, move into the next one. Take hold of the heel from the inside. And again, take your leg out to the side. Try to get your leg as straight as possible. If you're having trouble balancing, put your right hand on a wall or stand with your back against the wall. More flexible, bring the foot up. If you know other variations, go ahead. Go to the edge of your potential every time, so you keep pushing your edge forward. Good. Now from here, bring your left foot down. I didn't do that transition very well. Bring your foot all the way back, your arms out to the side. Push your chest forward, get a sense of body flight, and bring your head back. Look up, like you're saying, I'm yours. Grant me higher devotion. I'm here to serve. And break the pose. Bring the left foot back down. So let's try another one. Go to the back of the mat. Bring your hands behind the back. See if you can interlace the fingers, open up the palm. If that's too difficult, you can bring arms out to the side. Bring your left foot forward, bend into your left knee. Start with balancing T-pose. If you need to bring your hands on the ground, all good. Try to get your hands behind your seat, your body level like you're lying on a table. Now you can always stay here, or this is actually where you open up the palms. Bend at the wrists, come down with your body and your head, so you bend your left knee if you like to rest your belly on your thigh. Pull hands all the way up as high as you can. Try to keep your foot higher than the hip. Now see if you can curve your back a little bit. Push your shoulders back, lift the chin. Toppling tree, fall towards the toes a little bit. Good, now bring the hands down on the ground. Left hand comes on the foot and the outside of the foot, the index finger laying outside the heel. If you have tight hamstrings, you can fold your leg. Bring the knee up as high as you can. If you're more flexible, keep your legs straight, get the leg higher. Belly stays on your thigh. So this is why you keep your knee bent. If you need to, move the right hand right beside the foot. Take off all but just the index finger, maybe eventually your index finger on the inside of the heel. Try to get your hip in line with your heel. Break the pose, bring the right foot back down, bend your knees, lift your heels, and then push, step on your hands with your heels. Push your seat all the way up. Try to get your armpits right on your knees, your shoulders right on your knees. And then roll your way up. Keep your head heavy as you come up. Good. Try it on the other side. Move to the back of the mat. Arms either out to the side or behind your back. Squeeze the palms together to start for the balancing T. The right foot comes forward. Bend your right knee, gaze forward, and pick up your left leg. Body level with the ground. You can feel free to stay here. And then eventually, if you like, bend your right knee a little bit. Bring your head down about the height of the knee. Raise the left foot up as high as you can and pull the hands up off the bat. This time back. This time open up your hands. Your bend at the wrist so your palms open. Curve your back, or perhaps your arms out to the side. Make like you're gliding through the air like a magnificent eagle. Picture in your mind and try to realize the image that you see in your mind. Now bring your hands down. From here, bend your right knees, can keep your belly with your side. Bring your left leg up higher, or again, bend your knee and try to get your knee up as high as you can. Your right foot comes on the foot, the index finger on the outside of the heel, and you try to bring your body against your leg. Eventually, you try to bring your left hand in, closest possible to the foot. Try to get just on the index finger, maybe bring the index finger on the inside of the heel.
Keep raising your left leg up higher, left knee higher. And bring the left foot back down. From here again, bend your knees, lift your heels, slip your hands underneath your heels, and push your seat all the way up. Stretch the back of the body. Try to get your head on the feet. Release and roll your way back up.
Charge the body, stand into Tadasana. Inhale, imagine the best of the best coming into the body from all the way around, up the spine to the crown. And send it out to all beings as you exhale. Everything you have meant to be shared. Let's do one more. Go to the back of the mat again. Your left foot forward, left hand down. Stay on the fingertips, right leg up. And then start to move into Ardha Chandrasana, bring the right arm up as well. So try to open up, eventually try to get your hips and your shoulders stacked one on top of another. Keep your fingers together, keep your right toes pointed. If you can't reach the ground and if you can't open up, you can place a block underneath your hand or even come onto your knee and do it from here. Okay, so lots of different things you can do. Now, if you like, look down, bend your left knee to anchor the left foot down, bring the right knee back in, pull the knee towards the belly, take hold of the leg close to the ankle, and push the foot all the way up and back again. Away from the seat if you can. You can stay here, you can look down, see if you can take your left hand up off the ground onto the heart, your left hip over the heel, maybe even to the foot. Take the foot close to your seat and push it out. Now release the foot if you have it. Place hands on front of your left foot a little bit, just not too much. And then on either side of the foot, keep your leg bent, flex your foot, push through the base of the toes. If you like, lift your left heel up off the ground. So this is where we do a little bit of standing on hands if you like. So you can just keep lifting your heel. If this is enough for you, this is already taking to your edge, then stay here. Otherwise, push into the ground with the hands. So you can get a little bit of lift. Come up, push off the roots of your toes, push into your hands firmly into the ground. Keep your legs bent so that if you're more compact, you have a better chance of finding your balance. You can do this on a wall. If you like, come against the wall. So whatever you need to do. So if you're doing it on a wall, you can either you face the wall and come up. Sometimes it's hard to get the foot to the wall. You need to get a big jump. So sometimes it's easier to stand facing the wall, this way instead. And then take your hands. Make sure you're not too far from the wall or the chair. Bring one foot on the chair or the wall. You're on the wall. The foot's by the height of the hip. You're looking at the wall and see if you can pull your toes away from the wall. Once you have it, you can look between your hands. Keep pushing into the ground. Good. And then come back down. From here, keep your head heavy as you roll your way back up. And charge the body again. Turn the palms forward. Inhale, imagine you're inviting the best to come in. Right into the skin, up the spine to the crown. Exhale, send it everywhere. Try it on the other side now. So the right foot forward, the right fingertips on the ground, not too close to the foot. If it's too close to the foot, it'll be harder to balance. So about 14 or 16 inches away from the foot, your hip is in line with your heel, and then your left arm goes up. Open up to your left. Try to get your left foot up as high as you can. Point the toes, make it look pretty. Push the left shoulder back. Again, use whatever blocks or aids you need to, or come onto your right knee if that's too much. Now here, if you can, bend your right knee to anchor the right foot down. So you're almost coming to a crouch. Your left knee comes in towards the body. Hold the ankle and push it all the way up again. as far away from the seat as possible. If you can take your foot without bring your left knee in, then that's okay. You can go ahead, do according to your abilities. Look forward, try to get your right hip in line with your heel, and see if you can take your right hand up off the ground, if you like. To the heart, maybe to the foot, pull the heel in towards the seat and push it all the way up again, away from your seat. And then re-straighten the right leg. Now release the foot if you have it. Center your belly over the right thigh, your hands not too far. When you start to jump, your foot's going to start to go far away from the hands. Just keep bringing your hands back. If you have your hands all the way over here, you're going to use a lot of energy just trying to jump. So bring your hands closer. It's a little bit more work on the core, but you will be more efficient this way. So on hands on either side of the right foot, so you can lift your right heel up, push through the base of the toes. And again, if you want, really push into the ground, hold the breath, and then see if you can come up. Press through the base of the toes. Keep repeating, keep trying. Stay steady. Other way you can do it is have your legs straight, more flexible. So you can bring your right foot up, or whatever foot you're launching off. Try to touch the other foot. Sometimes this works better. Lots of different tricks to try. And from here, again, roll your way up and charge the body. Turn the palms forward this time. Inhale, imagine lights of every color coming into the body, up the spine to the crown. Exhale, send it everywhere throughout the body. Illuminate from within. Radiate your light to all beings. Good. Now, going into other poses now, standing in the middle of the mat. Jump or step your feet apart. Open up to your left. Bend your left knee. Try to get your knee to look to point over the middle toes, and so you don't want to have your knee falling in. So the foot and knee pointing straight ahead. If you're more flexible, come a little bit lower. The knees over the toes. Otherwise, you just bring yourself into the height you can. Eventually, if you're nice and low, when you sweep your arms down, your fingers will be able to touch the ground. Try it once in a while. See where you're at. No attachment to the results. Just do your best. Good. Now bring the right knee down. Look forward. Seat all the way forward. If you're having trouble with your shoulders, you can keep your hands on your knee. Push your lower back up and in, and lean away from the front leg. Try not to crunch your lower back. So lift up first, have the hip. Go back if you can. Either take hold of your opposite elbows and rest your head in your arms, or Kali Mudra. Rock your shoulders back and try to lift up. Drop your shoulders down away from the ears so your head can go back more. Any variations you do, go ahead. You can slide your right hand to the foot. For instance, you can bring the right foot up. Take hold of the foot. Bring it close to the foot close to your shoulder. Lean back towards the foot. Fingers close to the ears. Your forearm straight up. You can either take your hand in front, lock your fingers, and then lift your wrist, and then bring your arm to the other side, or start with your arm on the other side, your left side of your head. Hold your hands and push your foot back once you have the bind. Break the pose. Right foot back down. Look forward, move the left foot to the edge of the mat. And then slide back and forth a few times. Try to get more leg. Push through the back foot. One more time. Lower the knee. If your hips are low enough, fall to your right on your right forearm and then roll back to your left. So you want to have both sides, your hips down equally close to the ground. And telescope your head and chest forward. Try to get your hips anchored down. When hips are down, the rest of the body might follow more easily. The pelvis, the belly, and then eventually the chest and the chin.
So try to avoid this kind of thing or this. Okay, in this case, the one side of the seat is higher than the other. So you try to keep your knee close to the shoulder. Keep moving forward. If you're getting close to the ground, your left arm can go to the outside of the foot so you can get more room to go down with your chest. If you're flat down, your hand can come onto the foot, armpit right from your knee, or your left arm goes underneath the knee from outside, and you join your hands over your back. Just an option for those who are more advanced in their practice. Come out of the pose. Remember, we're trying to merge with the form. Come to the place in the form where you can find steadiness. You're going to the edge, but not so far that you're always in a constant state of just discomfort and that's all you can think about. So you want to come to a place where you can still bring silence to the mind. So now your left foot moves in so that if you can lift it, so that if you lift your foot, it comes up easily. The leg should look like a box. Bend the toes under in the back foot. Parivrita Pashkanasana. The right arm goes up. Angle the toe and knee towards the right. Push it out of the way through your left hand and go down all the way. Try to get your armpit on the outside of the knee. Join your hands together. And if they're at the shoulders, which it probably will be when you start, you push down. Left hand into the right at the same time. You're pushing the back of the arm or the elbow against the outside of the left knee. Try to get your belly hard on the thigh and try to get the center of the chest behind your thumbs. Roll the left shoulder all the way back. So again, so not like this, push down. Okay, try to get your body up higher. If you can take your back knee up off the ground. Hold your breath, lift the knee up off the ground, push through the back heel. So again, try not to sag. Push your hips and your knee up the back of the knee. If you want to take a bind, if you're flexible, turn more to your left. Bend your hands so your fingers come towards the inside of the wrist. Use your left hand to guide your hand underneath. Left arm goes over your back. Join your hands underneath your thigh and your belly and pull in the hands, get deeper into the twist. Stretch from the heel all the way to the crown. Break the pose, coming back. Good. So coming back to your legs between your body. So from here, let's stay here for a moment. Take hold of either the lower legs, close to the ankles, or slip your hands underneath your feet. Step on your hands, your fingers. Pull your head forward and then pull the body right in. Prasarita Palatanasana. Try to get your head between your feet. Lift your shoulders up away from the ears. You can stay here, of course. If you have a headstand, if you can come into headstand from here, go ahead. If your head's on the ground, you can take your fingers back. Your arms are at right angles. Your upper arms are at right angles to your lower arms. And in front of your head, not beside. Okay, from here, if you can, push into your hands and straddle up. Hold it for 10 seconds. If you can't go from the straddle, bring your feet behind your wrist. Rest just your knee underneath your knees to get your elbows and pull your toes away from the ground. Even if you just do this. Otherwise, you just stay in Prasarita Palatanasana again. That's still perfectly good. Then you can get your toes up. Good. So if you're up, come back down. Place your feet back in the same position. Come all the way up, arms out to the side. And go to the other side now. Go to the right. Bend into your right knee. Look over the front hand. Stretch. Enter into the consciousness of a warrior, strong and steadfast in her duty. Bring the back knee down. Turn forward. Kapiyasana. Push your chest forward and up. Arms back again. Do the modifications as you need to with your hands on your knee or even on your seat. If your hands on your seat, try to create A nice smooth back. Take all the wrinkles out from underneath your hands. Push your chest, rib basket up. Pull your seat down. Okay, if you have your other variations, go ahead. Your left hand comes to your foot. Bring the foot up towards the shoulder and squeeze the foot right into the crook of the arm. Try to get your arm as straight as possible. Your left arm, forearm. Your right hand comes behind your head or on the right side of the head, and push the foot away once you have the fingers locked together. Break the pose. Left foot comes down. Go to the right. Move the right foot out to the right a little bit more to the edge of the mat. Scoot back and forth again. Push the roots of your toes. One more time to the back here. Lower the knee down. Flatten out the toes. Again, come down, if you can, onto your left forearm. If your hips are too high from the ground, stay on your hands. Just push your hips down. Imagine you're doing a cobra. And keep lengthening. Keep pulling your body forward. Eventually, the body lengthens. The body comes also closer to the ground. Perhaps, and then eventually your body can come right down. If you have a bind, go ahead. Wherever you are is perfect. Once you arrive, be still. Merge with the flow. Try to see the world through other perspectives, other forms. This is how you cultivate compassion and a deep reverence and love towards all beings. The meaning of life is to experience everything, and we will have the chance to experience everything on the way to self-realization. Be grateful for all these experiences. Break the pose. Come back. Bring the right foot back. Again, underneath the knee, bend the toes under. See if you can lift your right foot up. Then go to the other side. This time, left arm up. Push the knee out of the way with your right hand. Angle the toe to knee, same orientation towards the left. Stay here. Sometimes it's easier to take the bind from here. Push your seat back. Turn as much as you can towards the right. Bend your wrists, fingers come towards the inside of the wrist, and use your right hand to guide the left arm underneath. Right arm then goes over your back. Lift, if you can, the back knee up off the ground. You can do this without binding as well. You can keep your hands in Anjali Mudra if that's more where you're at. Try to turn your face and chest all the way up. Break the pose, come back from here, lower the left knee, and then from here, if you can, slide your right leg across so that your knees are together, the right knee's in front of the left. Your feet are going out to the sides, and then see if you can sit between your feet, Gomukhasana. If you can't do this easily, or one side's like you're lopsided, you can't get one side of the seat down, you can just sit on your feet. Bring your knees together. Sit on your heels. Okay, so if you want to do that, you can do this. Gomukhasana. Bring the right arm up. Use the left hand to guide the arm elbow further up and further back. Bring your hand down the center of the back. Try to have your elbow behind the head, not out to the side. And if you have the mobility, left arm can go up the back. Roll the head, the shoulder forward, lean forward. Join your hands back there. Pull on the hands. Try to get the hands further down the back. Lean back. Push into the back of the heart. Stay upright. Try not to allow the body to fall back into your hips. Good. Now release. Remember, no forcing, no going to a place of pain or suffering. Hands down, lift your seat up off the ground, and then start to walk around to your left. So eventually your hands come in front of your feet. You're spinning on your feet at the same time, but stay in the same place. Keep turning on the spot until you're facing forward again. Your left leg should be in front this time. Otherwise, you stay in Sukha Gomukhasana with your just sitting on your heels, your knees together. So you try to get your knees in this form, one on top of the other. Your left arm goes up this time. Push your elbow all the way up and back, behind the head, and you can stay here or bring the right arm up the back and hold the hands together behind your back. Push into the back of the heart. Every chance you get, try to meditate in a form. Close the eyes, go within. Break the pose. Release, shake out the shoulders a little bit. Vasisthasana now. So you're coming forward into plank pose. Do it 2 repetitions. Go to your right first, stand on your left hand, spin on your feet. If you're finding you're dropping into your shoulder, your hips are sagging, your shoulders might not be, you don't want to hurt your shoulders, so bring your left knee down underneath your hip. So not like this, okay? So underneath, so your thigh is vertical. You can do it from here. Modify according to your condition as always. Now come back to the middle, go to the other side. Spin on your feet. You're on the edge of the feet, arms in straight line. Now come back to a plank. And this time, if you want, go into variation. You can go into wild thing if you like. So sometimes it's easier if you start with your hips up like you're doing a downward facing dog, and then move your left hand a little bit to the right. Keep your hips high, and then see if you can slide your right toes back as you're spinning on your left foot. Your toes in the same line as the rest of your leg. Move your foot in a little bit if you need to ground the inside edge of the foot. Push your hip all the way up, and this will give you the steadiness to eventually take your right foot up off the ground. The weight is on your left hand, your left foot. Maybe take hold of the knee. More flexible, slide your hand up to the foot. Take hold of the foot, lock your left leg in place. Your hip is very high. Break the pose. Come back gracefully, keep your hip high. Keep your left arm fully extended as you make your way back into plank and go on the other side. So again, remember, you can go into downward facing dog a little bit. Lift your hips before you start to move to your left. And then open up to your left, slide your left toes back, turn on the foot at the same time, and move your right foot in a little bit. Push the inside edge of the foot down. Make sure your toes are following the same line as the rest of the leg. No more than 30 to 45 degrees turned. And then see if you can take your left foot up off the ground. If it comes up easily, take hold of the knee, maybe even the foot. Break the pose, coming back into plank. Lower the knees down, sit between your heels or on your heels. Move your hands back behind you, stretch out, soften the knees. I have to move forward a little bit. If you can go all the way down on your back, go ahead. Sit between your heels, come down lower if you can on the forearms, maybe even some of you can go on your back. Take hold of your opposite elbows, take a deep breath in. Exhale, soften everything, relax everything. Learn to let go of the effort immediately. Inhale the best again in through the skin. Exhale, send it everywhere. Feel recharged, feel rejuvenated. Getting ready to come back up. Press, if you're on the back, into the soles of your feet, against the heel. Push the heels of your palms against the heels, the feet. Peel your shoulders off the mat. Chin comes in towards your chest, and then make your way up. Headstand, the king of the poses. If you know what you're doing already, go ahead. You don't have to wait. For others, if you need modifications, if you don't Feel comfortable at all with leaving your feet from the ground. Your forehead can come onto the ground from your knees, and just lift your seat as high as you'll go. Try to get your hips over your knees. If it's too much pressure for the back of the head, just move your head forward and be on the top of the head. Push the belly button through the lower back, the chest through between your shoulder blades. Alternatively, you can come onto your elbows underneath your shoulders. Take hold of your opposite elbows. Make sure you can hold them easily. Then bring your hands forward. And then from here, you can bring your head down. If you can, lift your seat up. Walk your feet towards your elbows. Even if you don't have your head on your ground, you can do this. If you want, you can bring your palms together, come into dolphin. Push your seat back, come forward. So you can get strength this way by just moving back and forth, your chin over your fingertips and back. Or you can just stay here. Okay. If you can bring your head in front of your hands. Your hands are a helmet for your head. Your hands are not flat on the ground. You're not putting your forehead on your hands. Your hands are in the back, pressing against the back of the head. Bring one leg up if you feel ready. Keep again the foot close to your seat. Lift the right heel up and down. Make sure your elbows are not too far away, no more than shoulder width apart. Eventually, if you feel comfortable, keep pushing through the back foot behind you. Pull your toes away from the ground. You can do this again on the wall or in the seat of the chair. Bring the foot on the foot of the chair, or if you're on a wall, your foot is about the height of the hip, just as we did for the handstand. If you're more advanced, maybe you can do a lotus. If you have a lotus, that makes the mind one-pointed. Other variations, you can now explore them. You can just see if you can move your legs back and forth fluidly. Try not to have any jerks, any fast, aggressive movements. Nice and slow so you don't lose your balance, and your mind can stay still, watching the body moving all by itself. Okay, you can twist if you like. You can change hand positions, whatever you are working on. Hold your breath if you're trying to move your hands. Keep your legs separated. If you're trying to go back, catch yourself before you fall. Okay, so anything you want to do now, go ahead. One more minute. If you want, you can even come onto one arm. Bring one forearm beside your head. Your head is just pressing against the inside of the wrist of the forearm that's on the ground. Your other hand in tripod. Keep your legs split again. Come off, eventually just off all fingers except for the index finger. Lean into your arm that's beside you. So you can take your finger up off the ground. Flex your feet. Push the foot that's on the top of the head. Eventually you may be able to take your foot. You have to kind of pull on your foot so you stay in balance. Now you're going to get ready to come down gracefully. Take your time. Come down smoothly. Rest in child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Then come back up. So when you're starting to practice, you may not be able to stay for long. Just stay as long as you can. Come down, take a couple breaths. Not too long. Don't rest too long. Otherwise, as Dharmaji says, you lose your enthusiasm. So you just keep on trying that way, and then eventually you build the endurance. So now let's bring your arms down, slide forward between your arms, coming into Bhujangasana, Cobra pose. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Bring your feet to the hands, jumping and walking.
come to the front of the mat, come into a chair pose. Shoulders over the seat, fingers loose, wrists are loose. Lift your heels up. Try to keep your shoulders in line with your hips. Come down very slow, like you're sliding your back down a wall. Lift your heels as high as you can. Really push through the base of the toes. And with your seats behind, just on right at top of your heels, tuck your chin in. Set your seat down softly and roll back. Bring your legs up. Try to get your seat up high enough so you can bring your hands to your back and bring your feet behind your head. So here we're preparing to go into Shavasana. But of course, if you need to stay here, you stay here. Your knees can stay on the shoulders, your seat behind your shoulders. It's still an inversion. If you're trying to move into Shavasana, move your hands behind your back first. Join them together if you can. Shift from one side to the other. Try to get your heels and palms together. And so try to get your elbows close together. And then from here, you can bring your hands on your back. Your elbows are close together. You might be able to get more height when you bring your legs up. Come up one leg at a time and come up. So from here, if you have lotus, do your lotus now. A full lotus. If you don't have a full lotus, just keep your legs straight. Try to have your toes in line with your chin. If you have a lotus, push your knees up as high as you can, so they're higher than the hips. Stay there. Again, if your legs are up all the way, try to get your legs up higher. Nothing to do, nowhere to go but deep within, beyond the body, the mind, and the emotions. Attention is to the space between the eyebrows. Now from here, come back to plow pose. If you have a lotus, you can do Pindasana. Otherwise, you can either keep your legs straight in your plow pose or bring your thighs against your belly. On either side of the belly, your knees come on either side of the head. If you're flexible, maybe your knees come all the way down to the ground. Keep your attention at the center of the forebrow, the seeds of divine perception. Gain weight to lower down slowly. Keep your legs, your thighs with your body as long as possible. Your arms on the ground behind you. The palms down, pressing into the forearms so that you come down with control. No big, fast crash landings. Your legs come down. And then from here, take a breath for a moment. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, relax everything. Now, fish pose. Sometimes it's easier to bend your knees, bring your feet close to your seat. So you can lift your seat, move your arms underneath your body, your heels, your palms down, your hands right underneath your seat, and then sit on your wrists. Extend your legs out again, your arms all the way underneath your body. Lift your back up off the ground, push your elbows a little bit closer towards one another, underneath the heart. Lift your chest up as high as you can. Top of the head comes to the ground. Breathe very fast. If you're more advanced, you can raise your legs up. If you're strong, if you have bring your legs up. You can also take your hands in front of your legs, same angle as your legs, your palms and your fingers together. Breathe very fast through the nose like a sniffing dog. Now, bring your feet close to your seat. Those of you who can go to Urdhva Dhanurasana, now's your chance. Otherwise, you do bridge pose.
For bridge pose, you just come back flat on your back with your back hand on the ground. Lift your seat up, press into your arms and try to lift your chest up. Tilt your hips forward, try to get your shins vertical, your knees behind your toes. Otherwise, if your top head's on the ground, you can do Urdhva Dhanurasana. Just take your hands on either side of the head and behind your head, stay on your fingertips, slide your head a little bit closer to your feet, then turn your hands around so your fingers are facing towards the heels so you can lift your head up off the ground. Chest all the way up. Rock back and forth. Do whatever you know here. Stretch. Try to get your a nice even curve from the feet all the way to the hands. If you need to, come down anytime you need to. Push your chest up and forward as though you're trying to get the chest to the wall in front of you. And then come back down. Lower the back down on the ground. Breathe in. Breathe out. Remove all fatigue. Now bring the right leg up. You can slide your left foot in a little bit closer. Left foot flat on the ground. Take hold of the ankle, the right foot, and bring your knee onto your shoulder. So you're bending your right knee. And eventually pulling on the foot so you can get your legs straighter. Perhaps the knee comes right against the shoulder. You can extend your left leg if you feel like you can. Get your leg flat on the ground. If you're very flexible, you can get your leg a little bit to the right and try to get your foot to the ground beside your head. Now, half happy baby pose. Bend your leg again, your heel in line at the back of the knee, and try to get your knee down on the outside of the body. Just beside your body underneath your right arm. If you can bring your foot even across the chest for an upside down pigeon. You can take use the left hand, hold the foot, or bring it even into the crook of the arm. If you're more flexible, the heel is about in line with your knee. Your shin is across your chest, close to the collarbone. Again, do according to your condition. Other option, you can take your foot out to the right and try to straighten your legs. So it looks like a ballet pose, but you're lying flat on the ground. Now for those who are ready, you can bring your left knee up towards your shoulder, pull the foot, bring the right arm in front of the leg. So your shoulder, the back of the right shoulder is against the back of the right knee. So you can lift your shoulders up off the ground. And then, my hair's cut here. Lift your shoulders up off the mat, pull on the foot towards the left. Try to get your leg behind your head. So you need to wiggle a little bit. Allow the right hip to come up so the knee comes close to the ear, and then the foot you might be in a better place to come up behind your leg, behind your head. If you're very flexible, you can cross both the ankles, pull on the legs, and you can pull the feet behind your head with your ankles crossed. If you know Yoga Nidrasana, of course, go ahead into that and breathe from wherever you land. Bring your attention to the heart. Start at the heart and inhale up to the crown. Exhale back down to the heart. Send the love out to all beings. Every time you bring the love out to the crown, up to the crown, imagine going out everywhere. Now, if you're in Yoga Nidrasana, you can stay there, or you can go on the other side. So prepare the other leg now. Your left leg comes up, holding the ankle, hold the knee to the shoulder. Your right foot can come in closer, and then pull on the left foot. Try to get your left leg straight, and then you can slide your right foot out if you can. Again, flat on the ground. If you're flexible, again, take your foot to the ground beside your head. Bend your left knee. Half happy baby pose. The chin is vertical. You can feel free to stay here or bring your leg across the chest for upside down pigeon, holding the foot with your right hand, or bring it into the crook of the arm. And see if you can, your left elbow is just underneath your knee. You can hold your one of the wrists and just pull your shin flat on your chest. Too easy or ready for it, you can bring your foot back into half baby pose. Take your left arm in front of your left leg, just underneath your knee. Bring the right knee in. Again, wiggle a little bit. Get your left knee to come up close to the ear. Lift your shoulders up off the mat. Pull the foot behind you and to the right. And you might be able to get your leg, your foot behind your head. Again, if you want, that side you can also again try going to Yoga Nidrasana again. Pull on your feet, your seat comes up like you're about to go into plow. Cross your ankles, the backs of your shoulders pressing into the backs of the knees. You cross your ankles and you pull your feet up and back further behind your head so you have more space for the head to go through between your knees. Okay, so come down. Break the pose. So from here, lie on your back for a moment, breathe in, breathe out. Come up to seated position. From here, bench pose. Your feet about 10 inches to 12 inches apart, your fingers and toes pointing towards the edge of the mat. Push your seat up. Try not to sag in between. If it's too much on your wrist, keep your seat down. Just concentrate on lifting your chest and your head back. Otherwise, from here, your head level with the rest of the body. Breathe in and out very fast. Make the belly jump through the nose. Lower the seat down. Cross your ankles. Come forward onto your forearms. Just to stretch the lower back. Raise the right leg up. Baby tiger pose. Push your foot all the way up and away from your the rest of the body as much as possible. Concentrate on getting space in your lower back. Push your chest away from your seat and imagine someone's pulling on your foot to get it higher. And then back, other leg now. Raise the left leg up. Stretch as much as you can. And come down. From here, the seat goes back on the heels, forehead down, hammer on the back if you like. Come up, bring your feet forward. Left leg extended, right foot on the outside of the left shin. Right hand behind your back, left arm up. Go to your right. Push your lower back up and in. Make sure you're not leaning back. And imagine trying to get your knee beyond the left edge of the body. Look over your shoulder, your right shoulder. If you go too fancy, your pose is too complicated, sometimes you don't get the full twist. You're trying too hard to get into the bind or whatever, so sometimes it's not bad to stay in like one of the more basic variations and try to really feel the twist from the base of the spine all the way up. Change sides. Left foot on the outside of the right shin, right arm up. Go to your left. Push your lower back up and in. The hand is right the center of the back, right against the seat. Imagine you can see right through your skin at the spine spiraling upwards.
break the pose, lie on the back for Shavasana. So make your way down gently. Relax everything. Allow everything, all the muscles soften. Let go of all tension. Make your body come into a state where it is conducive to receiving the best of the best. And if you stay in the mindset of the servant and expect nothing, renounce all the fruits, you will attract good outcome, good karma. All our actions have consequences. When you have a good understanding of the laws of karma, this is what brings contentment. You know that everything is perfect, and even the suffering has a purpose. It teaches us something that we need in order to improve our comportment so we don't bring harm and suffering to others and to ourselves. Everything is meant for spiritual correction, and everything is meant for us to keep on evolving. And each time we come back into another body, into another life, we improve. We have more knowledge. And we have, with that knowledge, we have the ability to break the patterns that cause pain and suffering. Now, it is important also to take this out into our day-to-day lives as well. Continue to radiate love and wisdom and peace to all beings. So prepare to come back to seated position in a way that is gentle, reverent, and quiet. We'll close the practice with Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Instill the peace deep within, send out to all beings everywhere. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the grace of God. All is within. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining. So if you like, of course, I invite you to do more Shavasana if you need it. That was a short one, but just feel free to go and do more to really allow the benefits to integrate and to give yourself a little bit more quiet time. Hope to see you soon again. Namaste. I'm doing a masterclass tomorrow on Zoom. So if, at 8:30 in the morning Eastern Standard Time, if you like, just message me and I'll give you the link. Namaste. See you soon.